OMG, look at this lady up here. Did she add correctly? Did you find a mistake? Yeah, that's very wrong. Okay, she doesn't know how to add. I don't know if she knows how to subtract. But you guys, I know you know how to add and subtract. But we're not just adding whole numbers here, guys. We'll be adding what? Expressions. Okay, whole expressions. You will see variables. You would see coefficients. You would see long expressions. But guess what? We will learn how to add and subtract them today. Are you ready? So let's start with the properties first. So we've done this before. What is involved? We will always remember commutative property. Remember, you can, okay, switch the places when you add or multiply. Okay, it doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. And associative property, I can combine this, add these two first. That's it. And then add the remaining number later. All right, so the order doesn't matter as well. And then you remember distributive property. Whenever there's a number outside of parentheses, it is meant to be multiplied. So these are basic properties that will help us. It will help us to add and subtract. Let's do it now. Okay, so let's start with addition. Addition of expressions. Okay, so the rules are the following. Oh, by the way, if you look at this, add the expression. This is taken as one expression and to that expression. So one expression added to another expression. And we want it simplified. Okay, so rule number one, if it's addition, disregard the parentheses as if there's no parentheses, right? So if there's no parentheses, I can just write 4 minus 2/3 b plus 1/4 a. That end, I can now add 1/2 a plus 1/6 b. See, ignore the parentheses. Minus 7. That's a long expression. That's why you're asked to simplify the sum. Okay? So remember that? Combining like terms. Okay, let's start with the variables. I could see a negative 2/3 b. I can see a positive 1/6 b. See, later on I'm going to combine that. And what else do I see? For the a's, I could see a positive 1/4 a, and I see a positive 1/2 a. Take note, I'm including the sign, and I'm using a square to identify that. Let me use a triangle for 4, a triangle for not 7, but negative 7. Okay, combine like terms now. Okay, let's start with the b's. Okay, let's start with the b's then. Oh, so that's going to be negative 2. Wrong color. Let's change this. Wrong color. So let's use the green. There you go. So negative 2/3 b. Some people can do this mentally though, right? And negative 1/6 b. These two will be added. Okay, but the denominators are different, so let's make them the same. I want to make you a 6 also, times 2 for you. So times 2, 2 times 2 is a 4. So negative 4b and negative 1. Oh, is that a negative? Oh, that's a positive. Sorry, my bad. That's a positive. So negative 4 and a positive 1 is a negative 3. Denominator is now 6, so negative 36b. All right, so we're okay with the b's. As I said, some kids can do this one mentally. Now let's do the addition. Addition. I'm adding 1/4 a plus 1/2 a. Again, the denominators are different. I can make you times 2, you're a 4. Times 2, you're a 2. So it's now 2/4. So 1 plus 2 on top becomes a 3. And then same denominator, copy it 4. Don't forget the letter A. All right? So again, some kids can do this part mentally. But if not, feel free to write it. Now let's work on the, oh, this one mentally you could do it. 4 plus a negative 7, or 4 minus 7 is a negative 3. 3 negative, right? Since we said 3/4 is positive, so put a plus in the middle. All right? So we cannot combine like terms anymore. So this is our simplified sum. All right? So that's how you add. Okay, let's try to add again. Again, in adding, ignore the parentheses, ignore you, ignore you, ignore you, ignore you. I can now combine the like terms, 3x and a single x that becomes 4x. All of them have 4x. Okay, so it's still hard to choose. So I think the second term will determine the answer. Negative 5y and positive 2y. Different signs subtract. That's a 3, negative, and a y. Where is that? This is the correct answer. See? It's easy to add. Now, let's try another one. Now, sometimes it's applied in what? In word problems. One week, Gabriel bought 2 bags of beans, 2B, there you go, 2B, and then 3 bags of rice. There you go, 3 bags of rice. B for beans, and then R for rice. What else? Next week, he bought 4 bags of beans. 4B. There you go, 4B. And 1 bag of rice. There you go. 1 bag of rice. R, 1 bag. You don't need to write the one. Just simply write the letter R. Okay. Since this is addition, again, in addition, disregard the parentheses. So 2B plus 3R plus 4B plus R. Remember your associative property, you can pick whatever you want to add. So let's combine the like terms, the 2B and the 4B. You two, mentally now, we could do it. That becomes 6B. All right. What else can I combine? I use a square for you and a square for you. Remember, there's a hidden one there. 3 plus 1 is a plus 4. R for rice. Okay, can I still combine that? No more. So that's your answer. Now we move on subtraction. Now, subtraction is different from addition because remember the rule keep change opposite. Okay, we will recall that because every time, look at this, but bullet number 1, think of the minus sign as distributive property. The second expression's terms will be its opposite. What do you mean by that? Now, if you see a negative outside the parentheses, think of it that there's a negative 1 outside. Negative 1. And it's like a number outside the parentheses, it will multiply distributively to the inner term. So let's do that. Negative 1 times 4 nines is a negative 4 nines. Multiplying by a negative actually makes it the opposite. So negative times negative is a positive x. See that? It's like changing the sign to its opposite. 4 nines became a negative 4 nines and minus x becomes a plus x. That's the most important thing you would do. Then after doing that, you can go back, disregard the parentheses, and combine like terms. So the first one, you won't change anything because there's no negative outside the parentheses. So 5, 6x plus 1/9. Okay, so that's a minus, remember. Let's now combine the like terms. I can combine the what? I can combine the 5, 6x and the 1x. So that is 1 and 5, 6x, right? We're good with that. And then let us now combine the what? The positive 1/9 and the negative 4/9. Different signs subtract. So negative, right? Minus 3 over 9. Okay? That in itself is the answer. You can still simplify 3 nines as you can change 3 nines as 1/3, but you don't need to. Okay? So remember that. Let's try that again. Again, negative outside the parentheses. Warning, warning. That negative means negative 1 to be multiplied by each. Okay, if you multiply by negative, it becomes the opposite. So you can just think of what? You'll become a negative 2a. You'll become a negative b. Negative becomes a positive 4. See that? The opposite, the operation simply changed. Look, positive is now a negative. Positive is now a negative. Negative is now a positive. See? Because of that negative 1. All right. So next, simply copy down the remaining. No change on the first expression. No change on the first expression because they're all simply positive. Okay, now combine like terms. 8a and negative 2a is a 6a, right? 6a. All of them have the 6a, so we're good. Next, let's look at the negative 3b and the negative b. Combine them. Remember, there's a hidden one, negative 4b. All right. You have a negative 4b. You have a negative 4b. So not you, and not you. All right. So the last one is what? Combine the numbers positive 4 and positive 7. That becomes mentally positive 11. So where's the correct answer? This is the correct answer. Okay, next. Which facts could be applied to simplify this expression? Select 3. So 3 of the following are correct. So before we do that, let's solve this first. Okay, so negative 5x minus 3y. But take note, warning here, warning here, warning here, because there's a minus. Again, it will change the numbers inside. Negative x becomes a positive x. Minus 3z becomes, opposite of minus is plus 3z. Okay. Now we can combine like terms. Look at the terms inside. Okay, this x and that x could be combined. Negative 5 and positive 1 is a negative 4x. All right, what else can I combine? The y is alone, negative 3y. The z is alone, so positive 3z. Okay, so that's the simplified one. And we could see that this is correct. What else? So there are two more correct terms, expressions here. Like terms are terms that contain the same variable raised to the same power. Yes, these are the like terms. When we combine 5x and x, the variables are the same. One more. The simplified expression is definitely not u. X, a minus outside the negative x. Is that right? This will change that. Is it equivalent to this? So no. A negative outside a negative will make it a positive x. So not u. So therefore, there's one more. To subtract like terms, subtract the coefficients, not the variables. Okay, so those are the three correct answers. Okay, so this problem, look at this. One, two, three expressions. Three expressions. One to be subtracted first, and then next to be added. All right, so let's start with the first expression. Let's write it down. Negative 2.4a minus 1.8b. No change for you, but warning on the second one. Warning on the second one because it's a minus. Okay, it's like multiplying by negative 1. Everything inside changes. The negative will now be a positive 3.8a. The negative will now be opposite positive 4.4b. All right. And the last part, since it's addition, no change for addition, plus 2.0a plus 3.0b. Okay? So remember what changes happen. If it's addition, there's no problem. If it is subtraction, that's where the change that happened. Okay, so now we can combine the like terms. Let's check out all the a's. This is an a, another a, another A. All right. Mentally, what can I add? The 3.8 and the 2 becomes a 5.8a. All right, but I can add this now to a negative. 5.8 minus 2.4 is 3.4a. All right, positive. So we're good, positive. Next, look at the b's. The b's has a negative, a positive, and another positive. Okay, I can combine these two. 4 plus 3 becomes a 7.4b. All right, but there's another 1.8. Okay, 7.4 minus 1.8 is what? Is 5.6. 5.6b. All right. So guess what? Is it positive or negative? It is positive. So, therefore, I put a plus. So this is my correct answer. I can't combine them anymore. All right. So which is the correct answer? The correct answer is obviously this one. Can I reverse it? Yes, I can reverse it. What property is that? That's called commutative property. It's the same thing. All right, so that's how you do it. How to add and subtract expressions. So that's our Rampage math for today. Remember, results is equal to action plus motivation. Good luck.